Okay, I'm back from a small vacation. So, interesting last couple of weeks. Worked all the previous week, hard as always. Started feeling lousy last Friday, and I guess I ended up with some type of a flu. All I know is that I'm still in recovery for it. Dead tired, but missed a video last week. Well, I wanted to try to get one done this week. Not a lot got done, but a few things did get done. A few complications, and we'll go over all that today. So basically, drive shaft is in. I torqued that up. That's all ready to go. That worked out well. The measurements worked out. They built it for me. We went with the 1350 U-joints because they're a lot stronger, being that I put a 9-inch Ford in there. So we beefed up that drive shaft, and I made it out of steel. I didn't do the aluminum one. I feel steel is going to be better for the horsepower we're pushing. I just don't like aluminum drive shafts. What else? We're working on putting this distributor in, which I've never in my life had more problems trying to put a distributor in than today. It appears that, I guess you can see me in the camera. It appears that the bosses down here are a little too big. The inside of the block looks really clean, but these look like they're machined a little big, so I'm trying to sand them down gently. I don't want to overdo it because I don't want it to be sloppy in there. So I'm working on that right now. I did the lines for the power steering. I got those mocked up, and I put the new ends on there, and I started to secure them where they belong. Also, I got a vacuum can, which we're going to need in order to run the map sensor, and I believe the idle air control sensor. Both are going to run off of this because it's going to need a volume of vacuum for it to work properly, so we had to go with the can. That'll be hidden up front here somewhere. I can kind of play around with that too. And I got the motor kind of covered up right now because I have to do a little repair back there on getting that distributor to go past one of the horns. So I had to take, now I'll get the camera off, we'll walk around in a minute. I had to take one of the throttle bodies off, tape everything up, and I had to take a little piece off of the mounting flange just so I could sneak the distributor past there. I also had to massage the distributor a little bit and just get a little flat spot in there so it would drop down. Now that it drops down and past, it starts to go in, I'm getting hung up in this here. So I got to keep massaging this till it finally kind of drops in, and like I said, I just don't want it to be too sloppy because that'll become a problem. Let's see, we got some products, nothing fancy. Basically, Blueprint break-in oil, which I'm going to run for about 500 miles to break in the engine properly per their instructions, so this way I don't void my warranty. And did we get anything else? Well, I even went as far as getting their filter, their oil filter. I went as far as getting their oil filter also. So this way everything is going to be theirs, and I'm going to follow the directions as I should, so this way I don't void my warranty. Started mocking up a return line for the steering and hydro boost system, so that'll be done. That's basically done. I just got to get it on there. I got to dress up the end here a little bit because it's only a push on. So I have one of these little fake ends on here, just so this way it looks nice and clean when I'm done. And here where I have the tape, I had to sheave it back a little bit so I could get a clamp on there to get a good a good clamping power. And also here where you see the tape, I'm going to dress that up by just sliding a piece of heat shrink on there and heat shrinking it, so it's a nice finished product. Even though you don't see it, it still has to be done properly. And what else do we have here? I'm having a hard time because I still don't feel that good, and I do have to take little breaks in between because I'm having a hard time basically breathing because I'm asthmatic. I popped the injectors in. These are 55 or 58 pound injectors. So I popped those in a rail because I had to take the rail off in order to put the distributor in. And this downdraft system, I have to say I do like it so far. However, it has been a challenge to get other things to fit, like the distributor and really just the distributor so far. And the other thing I don't understand, like I said, I'm going to take the camera off in a second, is why they would make this horn right there and the distributor doesn't drop in. I mean, a points distributor might drop in, but this one here, I would say I took off probably a good 3/8 of an inch, and then I massaged it and rounded it off so it doesn't look like crap. And I just knocked down the side of the distributor a little bit. I have it in here now because I'm working on getting this polished up with some sandpaper, nice and easy. Other than that, you know, up till now, everything's been bolt-on, but this has been a challenge, this distributor, believe it or not. And hopefully I'll get that in today, and I'll get that somewhat buttoned up. I'm not sure if I showed you guys that I had the drive system in. I think I did. But we'll look at it again. Let me just get some of this stuff out of the way. So I'm just trying to nitpick and get a few things done. It's really difficult for me to go under the car because, as I said, I'm asthmatic and my lungs are killing me. But I also have to save some energy to get through the week because it's going to be another hard week. And last week, even though I was sick, I worked through the whole week and put in extra hours. I had no choice because if I start falling behind, that's a lot of trouble right there. So let's pop the camera off and do a little look around. Okay, forgive my camera skills. I'm not a cameraman. So basically, I think I did show you guys, but let's look at it again. You know, the drive system is in. I haven't taken care of this yet. I just got to shim that and get that pulley on. It's just a cover, is all it is. Let's see. As you can see, I started mocking up the lines. I started to kind of run them where they need to go. So that inner fender is going to have several lines on it, so I'm just trying to do it as neat as possible so it looks like it wasn't just thrown there and sloppy and nasty. I can't stand disorganization. So let's look here. I got one of the throttle bodies off, and there's the O-ring there that seals everything. I didn't see that at first. I was like, wow, nothing seals this? And then I looked and I saw it. So basically here is the corner that I had to cut back, and I used my tape line here so I wouldn't go too far in to where the bolt actually attaches, so you know we can still bolt up and have no issues. And like I said, I've never had a hard time in my life dropping in a distributor like this. This is the hardest part of the whole job so far, believe it or not. So basically I'm just sanding that down. I'm just sanding down this surface here, just trying to get it so it slides past the sleeve in the block, and basically I can turn it and manipulate it as need be, but I can't leave it too loose because then that'll slop around and that's going to become a problem in itself. So let's see if we can take a look at the drive shaft. I really shouldn't be laying under the ground like this, but for a second it shouldn't hurt. So here's the drive shaft. And I mean, it went in really, really easy. It fit perfectly. It slid out just enough that, you know, it's not jammed up into the tranny. I mean, I know it's a little hard to see up in there, but you can see the transmission. It's not straight up against the transmission. So when you stick it all the way in, you're going to pull it back probably a good, I would say, a little less than half an inch or so, but enough to just get it to go into the yoke, with a 1350 yoke, and be able to basically tighten everything up, and everything fits. So far everything, like I said, has been bolt-on, but the distributor's been kicking my butt, and it's a downer, especially when you don't feel well and you're fighting with such a stupid part, but it is what it is. I'm not sure how close I am to firing up. Next week is going to be a killer week, and I'm still not feeling good, so it's going to be hard to get in here. Not that I really ever get in here during the week. I can't. I'm just too exhausted at the end of the day. So I start my day at approximately 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I try to get home by 2:30. 3 o'clock the latest, but that didn't happen last week, and that's just kind of attributed to me still not recovering 100%. So let's get this back up, or back on the stand, and let's finish up. Alright, we're back on the stand, and sorry for the mess over here, but I've been fighting with this distributor. I was going to clean up before the video, but you know, we have a disaster here, like we always have a disaster, and you know, it's an organized disaster, but still a disaster. So I'm going to keep fighting with this distributor, trying to get this in. Hopefully I'll get it in, and that'll bring me a lot closer to starting this thing. Once I get this distributor in, I'll put the plugs and everything in, the wires. I'll get that all situated. And oh, here I wanted to show you one more thing. As you know, big blocks have a bypass hose, and I'm sure a lot of guys know this trick, but if you don't, I want to share it with you. So basically, if you want to eliminate the bypass hose, you could buy these already done, but I do. I like to do my own because I like 4 holes instead of the 2. And get rid of the bypass hose. You got to drill some bypass holes. Usually not 3/16. Usually about 3/16 is usually good. 2 of them. But what I do is I do 4 1/8 holes. And I'll bring that a little closer so you can see what I did here. So basically I put 4 1/8 inch holes in there, and that'll be enough to bypass while the engine is warming up without causing any you know, hot spots, cold spots, and any air pockets. It'll flow, I can't talk. It'll flow pretty good through these 4 holes. Like I said, 2 3/16 holes is more than enough. I think 4 1/8 holes, it'll be fine. It might take a touch longer to warm up, but who cares? You know, I'd just rather have the flow. This way we don't start getting cavitation and all the kinds of problems. So that's just a little trick that if you didn't know, now you do. And because I just don't have the room to really waste with bypass hose. Because the bypass hose, I'm going to need one hole for the return from the heater core, and I'm going to need another one for the temperature gauge, because I really can't put the temperature gauge, you know, on the side of the motor or whatever, because I don't want the headers to give me a false reading and skew my reading and throw things off, because the engine will be running based on several signals, one being temperature, another being the air temperature and flow, and well, the flow will be the mass airflow sensor, and of course the good old oxygen sensor. So it's a little modernized, but the fuel injection, the electronic fuel injection, needs those readings in order to give you the proper amount of air and fuel that you need. So, you know, you can't avoid it. Well, you can put a carburetor on it, but I graduated carburetors. I just don't want to deal with carburetors anymore. I can definitely tune a carburetor, so if anybody thinks I can't, yes, I can. I can tune any carburetor and any combination of carburetors, including Weber's. I used to do a lot of Weber work in the old Strombergs. I actually only did 2 sets of those, and that was way back in, I think it was late 70s or early 80s. It's a really nice carburetor, and they're finicky. And are they hard to adjust? Yes, they are. The Strombergs are, they're a pain in the butt, but once you get those things tuned, man, do they run. They flow perfectly, you know, as long as you do the right things with them. You got to keep them exceptionally clean too. But I just didn't want to do carburetor anymore. I want to be able to turn the key, start it, cruise, and you have onboard diagnostics that'll tell you if there's an issue with your electronic setup. But it is what it is, you know. It's just pros and cons to both systems. I'm not doing anything nostalgic here, so that's why I didn't choose carburetor. I'm doing, I guess you would call it a resto mod. I don't know, everybody's got names for everything today. I just call it my car. And I want to try the fuel injection. If I don't like it, guess what? It's only, what, 12 bolts, and take that manifold, throw it in the garbage, waste the $4,000 or $5,000, whatever it was, and just put a carburetor on it. But again, I really like the injection idea. And on my Camaro, I think I'm going to do the blower with the two Holley snipers. They do make a dual kit that you can put on top of a blower. So I think we're going to try that. And also I got the coffin car. I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. I don't know, motor-wise I don't know yet. But I want to do, I'm not going to need a lot of horsepower, so I'm not going to get stupid with horsepower. It's going to have more looks than power. You know, if it doesn't go, chrome it. So that's what I think we're going to do, but it'll go. Just not like I was 20 years old and building something that needs to go 3,000 million miles per hour in half a second. Not going to happen. But anyway, I guess that's it. God willing, we'll do another video next week. I'm starting to feel way better, but I don't know if this was COVID or the flu or whatever. I was technically over it in 2 days, but now I'm just dead tired. And that's why I think it was COVID. But again, it was nothing more than just a bad flu. Alright guys, have a good weekend, whatever's left of it, and we'll see you next week.